Can't live with it, can't race without it. What am I talking about? It is cross jumping. It is a rite of passage in professional motorcycle racing where you are blocking somebody else's forward momentum to keep them from passing you. And it could be considered dirty or not. So let's look at a couple scenarios. We don't have any penalty reports as of yet for Daytona. So we're just going to have to go off of some footage and maybe some biasism.
What chance does a privateer have?
Welcome to Silver Crown.
What do you say to a factory ride?
Bam Bam versus Chase Sexton. The analogy I want to use is the game of chicken. If one guy shows up with a semi and the other guy shows up with a little Prius, who do you think is going to win? Well, it's the semi 1,000% of the time. In this instance, it is Sexton. He's just the bigger man. He's going to push weight around. And from what I saw is he moved from left to right to cut off Barcia, and Barcia is just not one of those riders to let off. And he wants to push forward because he is the aggressor in 99% of scenarios that involve him. He's the aggressor. This is interesting that he is not in this scenario. So what happened was Sexton got cross-rutted and wasn't able to go double, triple, single, headed for the triple. And he has to roll. And he instantly goes into panic mode, defense mode, because he knows Barcia's behind him. And he drifts from the left to the right-hand side and expects Barcia to let off. And Barcia, what does he do? He does not let off. So there is Chase getting cross-jumped. So he's got to roll, and he can't triple afterwards. So now he's stuck into double-double. But look, he's on the left-hand side, and he is instantly moving over for blocking. He's already blocked Barcia, and Barcia's now going to try to get around him, where Barcia really at this point should have just let off and let him have the line because he has a full bike length on him. But that's not Barcia's style. So Barcia scrubs to get lower, and Sexton just pushes the envelope by over jumping that last double and literally takes the line away. To me, this was 100% dirty, yet preventable, because if you took any other rider besides Barcia, he more than likely would have let off the gas right about here, where he wouldn't have thought that he had a chance to pass. A few laps later, Sexton has another lapse of focus. He looks like Hopper trying to get through a rut. Feet go off the pegs, and you start walking the motorcycle. But this line is literally headed towards the inside, and maybe he might have been going wide here to go triple. But again, what happened? He made a mistake, so then he goes into complete defense mode and tries to cover up his line. He is defending, and Barcia is again being the aggressor, where Barcia should have let off and let Sexton have the line, because if you run into a semi in your little Prius, it's not going to move. This might work if he was potentially trying to push me out of the way because he weighs more than me. This is just simple physics. But it is funny that it happened to Barcia when normally he's the guy that gets away with pushing people around, but he cannot push Sexton. This really should have taken both of them down, but again, when you're trying to move a semi, it's not going to work too well. So Sexton stays up, where again, Barcia didn't really have any room, but he was upset of what happened before, so he was trying to pay back Sexton. And again, dude, you're just in a different weight class. This is just purely different weight class. Barcia can't do that shit to somebody that's bigger than him. 250 class, Hunter versus Nate Thrasher. There's a lot of fans that are on Lawrence's side, and I'm trying to be unbiased about this. What I've seen this year from Hunter is he is the Barcia of the 250 class, if I'm going to compare anybody. He's super aggressive, and he pushes the issue, and he's able to get away with it. This was no different, in my opinion. The only rider that could really dethrone him from his East Coast championship is Thrasher. right now, and he makes it apparent that he is not going to let that happen. So this move right here was more about, I believe, trying to get into somebody's head than anything, because he knew what he was doing. And yeah, we saw Ricky Carmichael say that Thrasher was cutting down, but Hunter was coming into this too hot. You know, he could have easily turned, but these lines come together. And these riders at this caliber, they know exactly what's going on. This was meant to be a block pass. This was meant to push this guy high. This was meant to make contact. But was he expecting Thrasher to cut down, which caused the crash? No, I don't believe so. So if I'm going to compare this to being what Sexton did to Barcia, well, I wouldn't say it's as dirty. However, he went in there with full intention of making Thrasher let off the gas, tip up back to a 90, lose even more spots, slow his forward momentum down, make the pass and make it apparent that, hey, I'm the guy that took the line away from you. He went in there with intention to take the line away. Boom. Those lines come together. He knew exactly what was going on. I want to know what you guys think with this whole scenario. I freaking love Daytona and both championship battles as far as the East Coast and the 450 guys. What a season this is becoming. And also, thank you so much for everybody subscribing to the channel. It helps out a bunch. Till next time, keep it WFO. Barada.